Hello. We are back for part 3. I'm actually going to record through StreamYard this time, see if it helps to upload a little faster. I have prepared the next 3 pages. As you can see, everything is all cut out. Hopefully that gets me under the timeline because I've had issues before recording through StreamYard. It only allows me to record for an hour or little smidge over an hour, and then before it tells me that my video is too long. I don't know what the deal is with that. That makes no sense to me, but you know, it is what it is. So, how is everybody today? Hope all is well. Inking up the edges here. Also going to ink up the edges on the paper because I didn't do the beginnings. I didn't do the beginning pages. Some of that didn't need to be inked because it's going to be covered, but you know. Okay, and then I also want to ink, since I got it out, I'm going to make this little recipe card into a, let's move this back some here. There you go. Kind of sort of see what I'm doing anyway. So this is a recipe for sponge cake. It was off one of my digital printables. And I'm going to turn it into like a little flip. Just because I wanted, you know, I wanted it to have both sides. I contemplated just gluing it together and making it just as a, you know, whoop. But most of the other recipes that are going to be in here are not going to be removable, so I might have one that is. I get, whoops, sorry, bumped my microphone there. I don't know if you guys can hear the ticking in the background. I can hear it because it's like right here by me. I don't know if the mic is picking it up though. If you can, I apologize. It is not a time bomb, I promise. It is actually my external thumb drive. I don't know why it ticks. Seems like an odd, you know, an odd feature to add, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to turn this way. Because I want it semi-close to the center there. I swear, I always seem to miss that edge. Or I guess I don't miss the edge. I always seem to put the edge that I miss. on the seam. Just put some wet glue in there. Grab my rag. This is a clean rag. It's dyed with all the inks and stuff that I have used in the past. Now I have these corners up here that are going to be visible. I didn't worry about inking this part because it's not going to be. So I'm going to cover the top and bottom corners with some washi tape. For those that don't know what washi tape is, it is a low-tack decorative tape. Most of them are not designed to be long-lasting. So we just add some glue to it to reinforce its desire to stay stuck. And again, I'm just covering up that corner, and I'm going to put a little bit more down in this bottom corner because this middle section is going to be hidden. And add some here's my flattener. Just going to give that a burnish. Make sure that stays down. Run over the paper a little bit. Flip that. Again, oops, I guess I didn't need to ink that bottom edge, but that's okay. Do this in center. Well, I've got my inker in my hand, right? Oops. Not sure what's banging over there. Any other ones that I gotta do? Okay. Set that. Oh, I don't want to set that down yet because I gotta ink my paper. Again, using walnut stain. Try to do as much of the inking that way I can, like, set my pad down and, leave it be. Not have to keep pulling it out. Okay, that piece, this piece. Probably have to pull my ink out and redo this one once I glue the backing to it, just to cover up the color of that backing, but that's okay. Just in case I don't have to. That goes with that. I just realized I'm off camera, again, just trying to relax into my craft, but it puts me off camera. I mean, honestly, there's really nothing to inking. And I'm in a Roxy creation, these corners. Just gonna snip, 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 and snip. And then this one. So this is also one of the digitals that I printed out. It actually prints with this aging yellow color already on it. This is just regular weight card paper. Copy paper. Just inking up the edges. Again, it's about aesthetics. Not everybody inks. You don't have to ink in your projects if you don't want to. If you don't have the supplies, whatever, whatnot. I like to have my stuff inked. I love the way it looks. To have those edges like standing out. I got one more background page to ink, and then we can get back to gluing and assembling. Sorry, I realize that this part, not super exciting. It's kind of hard to know what to do because some people out in the big world, they like videos like this that are unedited. It's all in real time. And others not so much. And it's hard to, as a creator, it's hard to appeal to the masses, I think. It's hard to really know what to do. What's gonna gain you the most, what's gonna benefit you the most, I guess is what I was trying to say. Okay, so let's put those back there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this first because I want to let it dry. And again, I'm using one of my previous glue pages, and it's just for backing because it's going to be a little tuck, a little corner tuck. So I wanted to have some strength because just doing regular plate copy paper isn't going to give much strength to. I'm going to the center. If you remember when on the last video, I think it was the last one, I was talking about why before I fold my glue pages, why I go ahead and run glue in them. And this is why it saves me time. And I kind of went above and below because if there's going to be any place where I didn't glue well, it's going to be on those edges. I can tell that that's going to be too far down for my image that I just glued on there though. So I'm going to go ahead and add some in there. I also missed the corner on the image itself. I do have to be careful working with wet glue because I have an inkjet printer and it does smear. Is that the word I'm looking for? Because it's it's an inkjet. It's not a laser jet. So it is susceptible to liquids. I need to iron some paper today. Some of the coffee dyed paper. I'm going to run an iron over it, see if I can get it flat enough for my printer to take it and accept it. Okay, so right now I'm only gluing up to where I folded this paper. Oh, I need to add, oh no, don't worry about it because it's going to be covered. Things are in the way. I'm going to fold this back for right now. Woo, hello. I want you glued down because then I can come up to the line. Let's go glue here to there. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't need it folded over. Not sure what I was thinking. I'm going to re-glue this. I have no idea what I was thinking there. Move out of my way. I actually need to go this way. Sorry, guys. I realize I'm flipping and flopping around a lot today. Go there. Try to get it in there straight. Which it is not. I will definitely have to go around and this is not working in my favor. It is. I'll have to go around and add more glue because what was there is now not sticky anymore. There we go. Get that flattened down. Let's see. Let's run some wet glue around my edges, especially around the edges. Kind of using the rag to push everything down just in case anything splooges out. The rag will catch it rather than my fingers. Right. And then to that, I'm going to add this is where the folding was coming in. Where is my, there it is. This is where the folding was coming in. I'm going to give that a good press. These things are great. I bought this particular one at the dollar store, but I have one that came with my Cricut. It's actually up there in my Cricut. Bought this one at the dollar store because I couldn't find the one that came with my Cricut. Go figure. It was in the Cricut storage compartment. Go figure. Right? Okay, so this, I'm going to put all here. Set this down. And then over here, because this part's sticky, all I have to do is run some, I'm going to run some extra around my edges. Really only have to do this outer edge, but I'm pretty notorious about my edges not sticking properly. So that flips out like so. Something a little more solid here. Flip. Beginning of recipe, end of recipe. I'll figure out how to decorate this page as well. Which we'll get to. Let's I'm going to add some wet glue, or in my case, the silicone glue, to my edges, because I seem to be having an issue today with my edges. So, did not prepare myself well enough. My silicone glue was not sitting upside down like it should have been, and prepared to roll. Now, wait for it to get down there. There we go. I'm just going to run a thin bead all the way around my edges. I love it. All of my my packages that I sent out are arriving at most of their destinations today, which is kind of cool. So my phone keeps going off with people sending me pictures of their stuff. You know, people are happy with their stuff. See, and I still have this corner loose. We're going to stick some silicone glue there. Maybe. There we go. Any other loosey-gooseys? Again, we're going to just give a burnish, open up those paper fibers, and force the glue inside of them. Yeah, I think I'm going to run washies down the centers of all of these. I'm not liking how much the spine shows. It's like not wanting to stick. Stick. And also will help cover up like any crooked. You can see how narrow it is down here and not so narrow up there. Okay, cut this out. And throw the rest of that away. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's hiding behind my glue. As I suspected, after cutting this out from the glue page, the white edges of that glue page are visible. So we're going to go ahead and ink these edges again. Kind of focusing on getting those white edges covered. And I can see one spot where the glue page, sorry, I'm going to have to come off camera. I need to get this like right in my face. I can see a spot where the glue pages were separated. Grab this since I am working with a wet glue. Oh, there's another spot right here on the corner. And again, that is pretty typical. Whenever you're gluing two pieces of paper together, you always want to check your edges, but especially when you're, using a glue page, because they're not, your glue pages are not, intended to be fully, when you're using them, they're not intended to be like fully covered in glue. So this was another image from that digital kit. It's quality deducts cleaning, and it's got various pricing for blankets, comforter, dry cleaning stuff. And I'm going to put this on this corner just as a tuck so we can put stuff down inside of it. So this is the corner. These are the two sides that I don't want glued. So I'm going to hold it on that corner and then glue here and here. Leave a little bit of the background showing still. And again, you gotta remember, it is going to curl. You know, a lot of this is using the wet glue, using that glue stick to hold stuff down. And as you saw, I just as you didn't see because I'm off camera, I just accidentally moved my piece, because with the silicone glue, you've got a little bit of time before it fully adheres. So it does kind of move around a little bit. This is going to be a little tricky for me, I think, trying to get it on there straight. Try to get those edges really well. I'm going to go around a few times. Back through the center. Move the glue book out of the way. Pull this back into. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 and 2. Gotta lift. I gotta lift. This needs to come down just a smidge. That was not a smidge. Yeah, it's gotta go up a smidge. I think I'm gonna call that. Nope. It's totally crooked. Darn it. Okay. My rag fell. Ooh, my rag fell. Okay. All that effort to make sure I got glue all the way to my corners. And then I lost all my glue. Having to move it so many times. Just kind of getting some glue off of there. Some glue stuck there from my fingers. Glue. I may have to get up under there. We'll see. Okay, that corner's good. That corner's good. Then I'm going to take this. My glue is also drying really fast because my heater's on in here because it is cold this morning. And this, I'm going to use this line here to center as best I can. There we go. Okay, close this off for a second. I'm going to let it sit. It's actually too fat to fit under my my Cricut now. So now it's underneath my laptop. Close this up for a sec. So while I was digging out washi this morning, I came across these flowers. And I want to see if I can kind of vintage them up a little bit. There we go. Get a little bit of ink there, getting it all over my fingers, but that's okay. It's what we do. Hey, inky fingers. Good, that works. I was hoping it would, but it wasn't super positive. Again, this wasn't part of that craft haul that I got, so I have no idea what's in there as far as like colors. I know right now they're yellows and I can see oranges coming. Again, these are washies, so adding some glue. I'm going to put a flower right here. I want this flower. I'm going to put this one down here. We're going to start with that just because they're out. They're on my desk. So I'm going to leave that one. So again, we have our flip out. Figure out what I want to do on this page. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I remember. Anybody that watches Cheech and Chong, I remember you. Oh, that's too white. I want something with a little more coffee to it, but isn't like in your face. Digging. I'll go with this side. Well, I got this out and I'm tearing it. I'm going to go ahead and tear these words off right here. I can't see them underneath, so I'm just going to do the Wooler width. Ruler's width. Throw that away. Know your rights as a medically assisted treatment patient. I remember printing that out because we had a client that lived in an Oxford house, and they were being told that because they were a sober living home, that the clients were not allowed to be on Suboxone. And it's like, incorrect. Suboxone is a medication. I mean, I get where they were kind of coming from. Like, you know, they don't allow people to smoke weed for the anxiety, right? Even though we live in a state where you can get medical marijuana cards, and they still don't allow that in Oxford houses, which I do support because at the end of the day, it is still federally illegal in all 50 states to own or possess marijuana. So until until it's removed from the Fed list, Um, I have a hard time supporting legalized marijuana, if that makes sense. Because I mean, and for medical purposes, I get there's definitely medical value to marijuana. I get it's the recreational use. I don't agree with. While it's still federally illegal, I think it's has the potential to really kind of set a lot of people up for criminal charges. And we've had a couple of people in my state be charged criminally, even though recreational use is legal by state, because there's still restrictions. You still can't drive under the influence of marijuana, and yet people do, because there's but it's legal. Well, so is alcohol. It doesn't mean you can drive while you're drinking, right? So I, as a substance use professional, I've been at the receiving end of all of those justifications and arguments. But at the end of the day, it's still illegal on the federal level. And so getting caught growing without a license or beyond personal use, if the feds get involved, I mean, if the state catches it, you might do 30 days in county. But if for whatever reason you end up on the radar of our federal government because of your marijuana growth, you could be looking at some serious criminal, some serious prison time. And so I just really struggle with with supporting all of that, knowing that there's still a lot of potential for people to get into a lot of trouble, believing they're within the law, but they're actually not. So just kind of creating a little writing space there. Got a little extra glue there. Just rub that off while it's still. It was on my fingers. When I went to rub the paper, it rubbed off my finger onto the paper. Same down here. I also have this glue eraser, which on some glues I've found so far that I like it. And on others I can't stand it. So there's that. There's that. This page. So I'll stick a journaling card back in there. Let's see. Do we have anything we can decorate? Got a few more minutes. And I thought about putting this originally, but then you'd have a recipe behind a recipe. So I was like, eh. Just haven't glued that on yet. Let's see, what do I got going in here? I almost feel like I want a lady there. I don't have any ladies for a while. Did I put them away? No, they are right here. Well, somebody in the greens. Whew. She's not too bad. There's some red. I don't want to introduce red on this page. Again, sorry. Off camera. These are the digitals that I printed out. Do have a couple already cut. These guys are little. Well, she's kind of pretty there. Should I put her over here so she's totally hidden? And then it's like, surprise, when you open up. Yeah, and there's reds in that. There's reds in that. I like her. We're going to do that one. I'm just kind of looking toward the waterfall, which I think is pretty. Put this solid page on the back. Okay. Some more ink here. I was having some trouble getting like around her neck and head. Probably do the same thing down here at her feet. We'll see. Yeah, probably. Put it down on the book. Get around her feet. Just now I feel like there needs to be a label or something down there for her to be standing on. And I know there were some little ones in these kits. Pardon me while I'm off camera for a minute. Those. There's the page I'm looking for. Yeah, this little one. I don't like any of those. That's... Oh, good Lord. I don't know if I have any. Sorry, I went quiet on you guys. I don't know if I have any labels up there that are small enough. Let's see, I might need a number. I need a number on there if I'm going to do that. What word, phrase? Talk amongst yourselves, as Gail would say. Whew. Burr. Stepped away from my heater for a minute and got the chills. Alphas and numbers, spirals. This is the one I'm looking for. Aside. Miscellaneous. Where are you? There. I need to have these stamps out. I am like suddenly very, very thirsty. Will that fit on there? Nope. I was kind of hoping it would. It's a neat little flourish. Okay, I don't have a silicone or an acrylic block out, so I'm just going to use my finger. Doesn't mean anything. It's just, something to have on there. Let's see. going to grab a little block. Okay, here's what I'm working on. Put some coffee splatters on there. Yeah, I forgot I had these stamps, to be honest. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. But we keep these stamps out because, hello. Okay. Glue stick, where'd you go? The black was Black Stays On, which is a permanent ink. And then the brown was Walnut Stain. Guess in a way, that's a little nod to me since, you know, I live in the 509 area code. So make sure her elbow. There we go. Put that block up there so I don't lose it. All right, we are coming up very rapidly on my hour mark. So I'm going to go ahead and end for today. Here's what we got done. Got this page, little flip, little tuck spot here. So like this. Boop, boop. And then this page. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. Stay tuned for part 4, where we will pick up where we left off at the last one, moving forward with this pocket. And at least this page, we'll try to get through to this pocket on the next round. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to share my channel with anyone you think may be interested in my content. And as always, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.